We're at our garage and test facility. Let's see what we're rolling out this week. I'm told it's a 4x4 for off-roading. Might be something huge. It won't fit through the door. You never know. Well, the all-new Bronco Sport. I guess that'll fit through the door. This is advertised as the mini version of the full-size Bronco, although it's based on the platform of the SUV Escape. So maybe it's a Escape on steroids instead of a mini Bronco. It's certainly better looking than the Ford Escape, that's for sure. And here's the rear view. First thing we want to do when we get a vehicle is go to the back storage area, see if there's a spare tire. Let's do that. Yep, a real tire. I'm also glad we don't have one of my biggest pet peeves in SUVs. It's carpeting on the floor, which allows gear to slide all over the place. It's sort of they say it's rubber, it's more of a hard plastic, but it's serrated, so a lot harder for gear to slide around. This is an option, by the way, not standard. As long as we're checking out the spare tire, let's check out the headlights as we do in all my videos. See how they work. They look pretty big to me. Now that it's dark, let's take these headlights out and see what they do. And here we have the low beams, only while 100 feet away. Headlights are riding very, very low, although they're bright enough. Let's try high beam. Definitely an improvement. Here we have the high beams on a fence, 240 feet away. In the building and back, around 350 feet away. Pretty bright, good widespread. Low beam barely reaches out to the fence line. And here's what the rear view camera looks like in the dark. Not the brightest I've ever seen, but will do, I guess. If you're looking for a compact crossover to go off-road, we also tested this Toyota RAV with the off-road package. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video. Or if you just like Fords in general, we have the Ford F-150 with the new hybrid system. 77 grand, it's all yours. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video as well. Or get on our webpage, many more to choose from. So let's talk price. How much does the Mini Bronco Sport sell for? I can't show you the window sticker because this is a VIP vehicle, not for sale. No EPA information, no price. However, I did get a price sheet from Ford headquarters. There's your base. Your option, including the big bend package. I'll show you what that is later. This is an entry-level model, entry-level price. Here's your big bend decal for everybody to gawk at. It's mainly fluff. You get fog lights, heated mirrors, keyless ignition, auto climate, the rubber mats we saw in the back, which really aren't rubber, and cargo holders on the front seats. That's it for the Big Bend, folks. Cosmetic. There's a Badlands package with locking differentials, bigger tires, and a powerful 2-liter engine putting out 245 horsepower. With 2126 mpg, but we didn't get that. If you do, you're looking around 36 to 38,000 bucks for that one. Instead, we got the base engine, a tiny 1.5 liter 3-cylinder engine. That's right, a 3-banger, turbocharged, but does put out 181 horsepower, just under 200 foot-pounds of torque, I'm told. EPA rating is 25 in the city and 28 on the highway, to an 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive. All Bronco Sports come in all-wheel drive, I'm told. Most buyers are going to get this engine, so we're going to take it out and get you the real-world fuel economy. Rack up about 500 or 600 miles to do so. So keep watching. I'll show you the shifter as soon as we get rid of my face mask. Instead of a stick shift on the automatic transmission, we get a rotary knob. Thank you. Doesn't take up any room. You don't have to put it in park when you turn the engine off. This is what belongs on SUVs nowadays, not the old obsolete stick shift. Some people don't like this, but you're just going to have to get used to it because this is the way things are going. Below that you have the mode knob. Sand mode, normal, eco, sport, slippery. By the way, we get a nice large glove box. Actually bigger than the Ford F-150 double cab I had last week. Figure that out. Climate control is very simple. Even a monkey could do it. I think even Joe Biden could figure it out. Not supposed to say things like that. I did anyway. Here's your 8-inch info screen. And the quality of the camera when you put it in reverse for the reverse camera system actually looks pretty darn good, which is unusual because in the dark it didn't look very good. Go figure. Works good in the daylight though. A very well-designed gauge cluster, and all the glare you're seeing, that's reflected off the camera lens. In person, you're not seeing any of this, so don't worry. Looks fine in person. Overall, I'm very impressed with the cabin. Very well designed. Materials and workmanship very good. No complaints from me. I must point out, though, the second row seat passengers might not agree with me. It's kind of cramped back there. But hey, I'm driving. What do I care? They don't like it, they can take a cab, right? Alright, on a more serious note, show and tell is over. Second half of the video, we're going to take this out, do some driving, rack up a lot of miles, and see if those fuel economy figures they're claiming, which are pretty impressive, are real. We'll know soon enough. Keep watching. I'm very impressed with the power steering on this vehicle. Responsive, quick, good feel, good feedback. Thumbs up for me. You would think this little 3-cylinder engine wouldn't have any guts, and off the line it bogs just a wee bit, but once it gets going, really moves out. Got to get about 2,000 RPM going. You're not going to drag race a Dodge Hellcat and win, but this engine is very smooth and quiet and has enough pep. I'm impressed thus far. If only gets the fuel economy claim, though. On street pavement, the ride is a bit on the firm side, but never uncomfortable. I've already racked up 400 miles and don't have any complaints. But we have not done our speed hump test yet, as we do in all our videos, taking these at 20 miles per hour. This is a very short wheelbase vehicle. I suspect we're going to get some rear end hop. Here comes bump number 1. Bounced around a bit, but nothing to really bitch about. Number 2. Okay. That rattling here is gear I got in the back, not the vehicle. Here comes the nasty one. Whoa. Yeah, I felt that one. But on most vehicles, you usually do on that big bump. I'll have to interject. I've never really been impressed with the build quality of small Fords. From the Ford Pinto to the Escorts, right on down the line. But this one seems to be screwed together pretty good. Very, very tight, very, very solid. If all the production vehicles are as good as prototype, that's some good news. Let's take the turning circle and see if we can spin this rig out. Ooh, a lot of body lean. A lot of wheel spin. Obviously not a sports car, but controllable enough. For the first 1,100 miles, this vehicle was in our fleet. It averaged 24.6 mpg. By the time it reached the 2,200 mile mark, it was 24.3 mpg. Not much change. So I'm going to set one of the computers to 0. We're going to take a highway trip, approximately 100 miles. See if we can bump up these numbers a bit. We just pulled off the freeway. I want to check to see what the fuel economy was on this 120 mile trip. 118.8 miles, 26.3 mpg. It is what it is. I'm going to take a return trip, try to keep the miles per hour down a little bit more consistently, and see if we can bump the figures up a wee bit more. I'll do less passing than I was on the first trip. Surprisingly, this is very comfortable to drive on the freeway. Yeah, there's wind noise, as you would expect from the boxy shape, but other than that, nothing to complain about at all. Even with the stiff suspension, the ride's fairly comfortable, as long as the pavement's not too rough. The body structure seems a lot more solid and rigid than I expected for a small Ford. Seems screwed together pretty good. No rattles or strange noises. We're coming to the end of our return trip. We'll pull over and see what the fuel economy reading is. Should be a little bit better this time since I was taking it easy on the throttle and using the cruise control. Did better this time thanks to the cruise control, 28.2 mpg. Tried to keep it around 75 miles per hour as much as I could. I think that's the best we're going to see. I suppose if you kept it around 65 miles per hour, you could get over 30 mpg, but I'm too impatient to try that. Always in a hurry. Not going to do it. Sorry. So what's my take on the Spinny Bronco after a week of driving? It seems okay to me. I don't have any major complaints, and if that little 3-cylinder engine holds up, so much the better. Here's some links to other vehicles we've driven. Just click and watch. Gives you 3 videos for the price of 1 free.